I think this one's gonna be funny. Am I the asshole for putting sour cream on my lasagna? My boyfriend, 32 male, let's call him Al, and I, 30 female, have been dating for only a few months, and he made me his family's signature lasagna for dinner the other night. For context, Al comes from a predominantly Italian family. Okay, I was gonna say, I had a comment waiting in the wings when I read this title that was like, I'm sure some Italians would love to speak with you, and I think I found the Italian that wants to speak to her. Where he's the third or fourth generation born in America. I'm Hispanic, and my family has been in the country for around the same amount of time. I never really grew up eating Italian food other than the occasional trip to Olive Garden. I don't think anybody considers that really Italian, but like there's, you know, plenty of places like that. Like I don't think anyone would consider Taco Bell Mexican food. For special occasions. Something he likes to make fun of me for. It's okay though, because he can't handle spicy food for anything. He says it's because he likes to taste his food, not feel it. LOL. But he's really just a wuss. You don't have to call him that. LOL. So because I haven't had real Italian food before, he decided to cook me some, starting with the lasagna. I thought it was pretty good, but when I went to the fridge to grab the sour cream to top it off with, he gave me the most concerned face I had ever seen on anybody and asked, "What are you doing?" I was confused at first because I didn't know what he was referring to. When I told him what I was going to do, he practically had a seizure in his seat. He then started going off on me. Oh, a little bit extensive, don't you think? Not extensive, that's not the word. Overactive. About not putting sour cream on lasagna, which only confused me even more. Growing up, if we ever had lasagna, my family would always put sour cream on theirs, and I just thought it was normal. Hell, we even used to put it on our enchiladas, which is essentially Mexican lasagna. Al begged me to take the sour cream off, but honestly, without it, it just wasn't as good. Dang. I told him that was how I liked it, but he kept pressuring me. It got to the point where I straight up refused to do it and was getting visibly annoyed with him. That's when he tried to take the sour cream off himself with his bare hands. Ew! Don't touch my food with your bare hands. First of all, don't touch my food, period. But if you touch my food with your bare hands, you best believe you're gonna lose your bare hands. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would you do that? That's insane. That's actually, why would you do that? Just like, what's the reasoning? Ew! So I snatched the plate away and began cussing him out. Oh, okay. He got really upset and stormed out, taking the rest of the lasagna with him. I haven't seen or heard from him since. Jesus. I told this to my friends, and most of them agree with me that he was out of line, but I have had people tell me that Italians are really passionate about their food, and that I basically insulted him. That wasn't my intention, and really, why does it matter? When the food hits my plate or I paid for it, I should be able to do what I want with it. They told me this was a very American way of thinking, so Reddit, tell me, am I the asshole? Okay. So right off the bat, without like even reading any comments, like I'm just gonna say that like I totally get where you're coming from, because I think that is a weird thing to feel like you have ownership over someone, or like something of someone even after you give it to them, you know what I mean? That is a weird thing. But I do understand that when someone cooks something for you, and not just like Italian people, I think just like in general, if someone cooks something for you and you put like a bunch of sauce on it or something, it kind of gives off that impression that like, ooh, I'm not gonna like this, so I might as well try and mask the taste, you know what I mean? So like my brother's the kind of he's like the kind of dude to like put a bunch of marinara sauce on something, or like put a bunch of ketchup on it when it doesn't, like, it's not like usually a food you would eat that kind of thing with, or you would at least like not use as much as he does. But like whenever I make food and he puts it on there, I'm like, dang, he really didn't like it. He did not like it. But no, it's just that he really likes a lot of sauce. That's like what it is. So like I sort of understand where he's coming from with that, but also I know that it's like a cultural thing on top of that. So like I get both sides. I do, but I do not think that it needed to escalate like this. I think that's hilarious and also very sad. Let's continue. Let's read some comments. The first original comment says, "While I'm still trying to wrap my head around sour cream on a lasagna and lasagna equaling enchiladas, I would think they would be closer to manicotti, personally." Manicotti? Manicotti? I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's Manicotti. Manicotti, something. I have to say, not Arshel. His reaction was way over the top. At best, I'd raise an eyebrow. At worst, you'd get some side eye, lol. Yeah, like the reaction was not exactly something that fit the situation, you know what I mean? Okay, so responding to that, someone said, "My exact same reaction when she said enchiladas equals basically Mexican lasagna." Like, no, because when I was reading that, I didn't think much of it just because I wouldn't know personally, but I have known enchiladas as like individually wrapped stuff that's like in the same sauce, like in a dish. So like me personally, I don't know enough about it to be like, oh, that's not true. But it doesn't, like, just like looking at it, I would have never thought that personally. Someone else responding to that said, "At least from his reaction, he's not lying about the multi-generational Italian family thing." Yes, I have heard this a lot. Another original comment says, "You're both annoying." Responding to that, someone says, "Yep, and also, 4th generation born in America is about as Italian as me. I'm English." Responding to that, someone said, "Yeah, they both need to sit down and shut up." Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I would say that's about the gist of it. Like, it didn't need to be that. It didn't need to be that. It's sour cream. It's lasagna. I mean, I'm sure it can taste really good, but your lasagna is still lasagna at the end of the day. Just let them put what they want on it. I don't know. Alright, another original comment. Not the Arshel, but in saying that, he must have really tried his hardest to make you a lasagna that you'd enjoy, and by adding the sour cream, you've basically said that it wasn't good enough, which can be a hit to the ego. He's a red flag for storming out like that, though. Yes. This kind of goes back to what I was saying about, like, when you make something for someone and they, like, modify it without trying it, like, it'll make you feel bad. But it did not need to be what it was. He could have just been like, why would you do that? And like gone to sulk or something, which obviously, I mean, like, I feel like that's also a bit of an overreaction, but to this degree, to overreact to this degree over food is a bit much. Okay, responding to that, someone said, "Him being hurt is okay. Everything after the being initially hurt is crazy and unacceptable." Exactly. Another original comment. "So technically you're not the Arshel, but if I took the trouble to make a lasagna, which is a very expensive and time-consuming dish, and someone put sour cream on it, honestly, I'd be offended." But would you be offended to the point where you're like literally putting your hands in someone's plate? No. That's disgusting. I'm sorry, if you ever get to the point where you're sticking your bare, dirty, gritty hands in someone's plate, you are doing something wrong, and you need therapy, okay? Let me say it for the people in the back. You need therapy. Thank you. Alright, responding to that, someone said, "Yeah, it's the scale of his reaction that's the problem, not the reaction itself." Yes, exactly. I think I'm gonna read two more original comments, and then I'm gonna be done. So, this first one. "What a bizarre thing to argue over. Everyone sucks here. His reaction was way over the top, but I have some Italian friends who probably would have done the same, to be honest. That said, you couldn't just have one meal without sour cream." That's true. Once he told you, first of all, he did say it when you were at the fridge. He was like, "What are you doing?" And then you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm putting sour cream on it." And then he was like, What? So you could have just been like, okay, I'll try it without it. And you could have, you guys could have nipped that in the bud right there. You could have been like, okay, how about this? I try it without the sour cream, and then if I'm feeling a little sour creamy, I'm gonna put it on after. But I'll tell you what I think about it before I try it with the sour cream. How about that? How about that? And then you guys could have compromised right there. It's food. Again, it's not that serious, but a little compromise goes a long way, you know what I mean? And if he wasn't willing to compromise on that, then honestly, do whatever you want. Do whatever you, I mean, like, you can do whatever you want regardless, but, you know, a little compromise really does sweeten the pot for everybody. So, I don't know. Just, that's what I would do, yeah. I had to double take. I had to double check your ages because I figured you were early 20s or just out of your teens. You know what? I didn't even think about this. But yes, these people are mid-30s, early 30s. And this is the argument they're having. Alright, next original comment. Everyone sucks here. You really couldn't give it the benefit of the doubt without sour cream? Seriously? He made you a family recipe from scratch, and you basically shot all over it, without even giving it a proper chance. That's rude as hell. And he shouldn't have tried to snatch anything off your plate or food with his bare hands, but man, way to be kind of a jerk about the whole thing. Wait, so you're talking about her twice? I think this person just doubled down that the girl's the problem, but I don't think so. Alright, responding to that, someone said, she tried it before putting sour cream on it. She mentioned it was good, then went to get the sour cream. Oh, so she did do that. But, like, what's his problem then? She already tried it. I don't know. I mean, I guess the ego thing, but, like, really just leave your ego at the door. You being Italian is not an excuse. You being Italian is not an excuse for you to just be a jerk and to overreact over food. Because what are you talking about? That's so weird. Anyways, I'm gonna stop it there. I do want to let you guys know I have a second channel. If you haven't seen it already, it's linked on this channel where I just do shorts. So if you want to like check that out, you can. It's actually doing really well right now, and I'm like super excited for that. So if you want to check that out, please do. Yeah. Thanks for watching. You'll catch me later. Bye.